on August 23rd. My name is Narottam Kishore, and I'm an Associate Director at Indian School of Business. I, along with my colleague, Smriti Gupta, she's also attending this session, and we will be we'll be sharing key features of this program. And what we're gonna do is that the first 45 minutes, I'll take you through the slides of this program, basically talking about what are the key features and all that. And then we'll have a Q&A session at the end of this presentation. For the Q&A session, we have this Q&A tab. If you have any questions, you can keep typing on that, or once the presentation gets over, after that, you can type your questions and we will take those questions from there, and then we'll answer as many questions as possible. We will have this session till 6:30. So, and if you are not able to answer any questions beyond 6:30, we will anyway, we'll give you our contacts. You can reach out to us and we can have, detailed conversation, maybe, next week and whenever, people have time. So first of all, thank you very much for coming to this session. I hope you and your family members safe during this COVID-19 times. And I hope you found this session informative. I hope you find this session, informational, so that you can take a decision whether you want to enroll into PGP Max program. Before I start, I just want to talk about one story. It will give you a kind of example of what kind of transformation people go through. So this person, Chandresh Natu, he's a PGP Max class of 2015, a graduate in the year 2015. He's an alum. And I am at ISB the last 8 years. I joined ISB in the year 2012. And when Chandresh Natu was on campus, I met him once, and then I asked him, and when I met him, he was like, very articulative, very communicative, and very smart, very self-driven guy. And then he completed this program, and then on the day of graduation, I met him, and I basically asked him, what is it that he found transformational in this program? So he gave me one example. He said that in one of the course name was Leadership and You. He said that in that course, professor had given the team a task. So he was a part of a 4 to 5 member team, and the professor had given him a task to identify certain features. What does it take to lead a meaningful and successful life? So basically they had to make a collage. And in that collage, they had to put some ideas that what does it take to lead a meaningful and successful life. So this team, made a collage, and his team put a lot of ideas on that collage. And then at the end of that exercise, every team made the collage and they put their banner at one point in the classroom. And Chandresh said that I went through each collage and I started looking at each banner, what was the ideas that people were mentioning. One of the ideas that he said that that really struck with him was getting up at 5 a.m. He said that when I read that idea, that really struck me, that hit him very hard. He said that if I could wake up at 5 a.m. each morning, then I could achieve more than what I probably am capable of. And he said that because of that, he has been able to become an effective leader. He has been able to achieve more than what he's capable and all that. And he gave that credit to that class, because he said that if I would not have attended that class, probably he would not have that transformation from this program. And that example, probably, he gave me that example. He said that because of that, he was able to, went through that transformation journey through this program. Now, this is just one example of one of the alums who completed this program. If you meet with a lot of alums, if you meet with a lot of students of this program, you will come across many case studies which will highlight what is it that PGP Max helps transform people's career, transform people's professional lives or their journey and all that. So if you decide to take up this program, I would highly encourage you to meet our alums. I would highly encourage you to interact with our students and alumni community. Probably you get a lot of examples from them, and that will convince you that why this program transforms people's career, transforms people's journey, transforms people's life and all that. So I just wanted to highlight that before I move on to the main part of this presentation. Now, if I would have been in this offline session, I would have asked you to guess this place. This is one of the beautiful places on campus in Hyderabad. But since it's online, I would name this place. This place is called Atrium. Now, if you come to this place, a beautiful place where people come and sit and have a cup of tea and they have an interaction, they have a discussion on various topics and all that. So if anybody comes to ISB, they never forget this place, which is Atrium. They love to sit in this place, and they love to meet their friends. They love to discuss this, So that's one of the key features of ISB. If you ever come to ISB, this is the place, Atrium, which you'll never forget. And that's one of the landmark, one of the beautiful buildings of ISB that many associate with whenever they come to ISB. I just want to highlight that because you will be coming to campus, you will be spending 60 days, or in fact 84 days on campus. So that's just aspect of life on campus. You get to spend there are beautiful buildings, so that you can with your peers, with your friends, you can come on campus and spend meaningful time on campus. That's just one place on campus, which is called Atrium. Now, ISB is a relatively young institute. We were founded in the year 2001. And our first class of the full-time MBA program started in 2001. People graduated in 2002. And because of this young institute, we have this state-of-art technology. Now, in this photograph, you see this library. This is called library. We call it the Bajaj Auto Library. And if you come in any ordinary day, you will see people studying here. You'll see people burning the midnight oil. 24 hours it is open. And if you also come on campus, if you decide to take up this program, you will love to sit in this place. Personally, this is my favorite place because I love reading books. I generally go to library and sit there and read a lot of books. So that's another aspect of library. Being it's a young institute, we have the state-of-the-art infrastructure, we have state-of-the-art technology, and because of the state-of-the-art technology, we are able to deliver online classes in the current scenario. For the full-time MBA students, classes still going on. Classes are going online as of now because the classes started in the month of June, and it's still going on till the time COVID-19 stabilizes. And we take pride in that because of this young institute. We have this infrastructure, we have this technology to deliver the quality courses, quality content, no matter what situation we face. So if you decide to take up this program, you can feel confident with the kind of infrastructure and technology that you will get quality education through this program. All right, so what are you getting into? Let's say you decide to take up PGP Max program. What are the key features of PGP Max program? So now I'll talk in detail about what are the key features of PGP Max. And whatever questions you have, you can just note it down, and I will take it at the end of the session. So it's a 12 weeks program. This 12 weeks spread over 15 months. It's a class of 70 to 75 students. And students come on campus for 1 week after every 5 to 6 weeks. So let's say next week you come on campus from Monday to Saturday, or Monday to Sunday next week. You spend on campus where you study 2 courses over there. Then you go back and continue your work, continue your professional career for 5 to 6 weeks. Then you again come back on campus and complete the second week. So that way you complete 12 weeks, and this 12 weeks spread over 15 months. So that's a typical format of this program. That it's a modular where you come on campus, complete courses, you stay together. I will be talking in you stay on campus, and you interact with your friends, you interact with the faculty, you build in-depth relationship with your faculty, with your peers. So that's a key features of coming on campus and completing that program. There are 24 courses, so you will be taught 24 courses, and these 24 courses are delivered in 12 modules. Each module will have 2 courses, and each module is basically 1 week duration. So 12 weeks, 12 modules, and each week you complete 2 courses. So overall, there are 24 courses that you complete. There are 2 international immersions also. So 1 week you spend in the USA, you go to Wharton Business School and complete 2 courses over there. Okay, I noted one person asking questions. So please note down your questions. I will come to you at the end of this session, and then we will be taking questions there. So one international module is in the USA. You go to Wharton Business Schools and complete 2 courses over there taught by Wharton faculty over there. There's a second international immersion, which is in Asia. Till now, we had been going to China, teaching SEEPs. That's where we were going to. But now, because of COVID-19 scenario, probably we will not be going to SEEPs. We will be going to another Asian top business schools. It could be some in Singapore, or maybe some other location in Asia. but that is not yet finalized. But whenever we finalize which international school we are going in Asia, we will let you know. But as of now, USA in Asia are finalized. USA, you go to Wharton Business School, and Asia will get to know. But there will be 2 international immersion where you will be spending 1 week in USA and 1 week in Asia and completing 2 courses in each of these locations. In this international modules, you not only attend courses, you also interact with the local corporates, you also interact with local entrepreneurs. So the format is a little different over there. It is not only classroom discussions, you meet with local corporates, you meet with local entrepreneurs, and get to know about the culture, get to know about the business economy of that country. So that's the key features of the International Immersion Program. And the core theme is strategy and leadership. So it is not focused on any specialization, in the sense that it is not focused on any finance specialization or operations or marketing specialization. It is typically general management program, which means that everybody goes through those 24 courses, and majority of those courses is focused towards developing your strategic thinking skills and developing your leadership skills. So that's a core theme of the program. Most of the courses will be focused towards thinking company from the strategy perspective and building your leadership skills. So those are the core themes of this program. There's no specialization in this PG Max program. So these are 24 courses. The courses that you see in blue color, these are courses that is taught at ISB by faculty, but not only ISB faculty, but visiting faculty that comes on campus and teach students of PG Max class. And the courses that you see in golden color, that is taught in international immersion. So let's say you go to USA or in Asia, these courses are taught in those schools. So global strategy and organization and innovation and entrepreneurship are taught in the international immersion leg of Asia country. And the corporate strategy, merger and acquisition, and competitive marketing strategy is taught at Wharton Business School. So these are the courses that are taught at international immersion, but the rest of the courses that you see in blue color that are taught at ISB in Hyderabad or at Mohali. So these are the different set of courses that will be taught to you as a part of this program. If you want to know in detail about all these courses, you can go to our website, and on our website is the detailed information about each of these courses, that what exactly is taught in these courses. So if anybody is more interested towards knowing about what is the content of this courses, you can go to the website and get more information from there. Okay, one of the key aspects of PGV Max is our faculty. Why do people come to PGV Max? What are the key features of PGV Max? It is a faculty which teaches at this program. Now, if you see the faculty comes from across the world. We have faculty coming from Wharton Business School, we have faculty coming from Kellogg Business School, Michigan, Rice University, and they are like top-notch faculty which teaches in their own business school, but they also come to India, they also come to ISB and teach students of PG Max class. Now you need a experienced faculty for the PG Max class, because the average experience of the people in the PG Max is about 15 to 16 years, and that's why we need top quality faculty, because you need experienced faculty which not only experience in the teaching, but they are also experienced in the subject, they're experienced in consulting that particular industry and all that. So that's the key features of PG Max. Why do you want to come to PG Max? Because of top-notch quality that PG Max has. So basically, you're getting quality of international business school right in India at Indian price. So that's a key aspect of PG Max. The kind of faculty you have, you feel some kind of magic. So the reason, let me give you an example here. So I'm a PGP alum. I graduated from PGP in the year 2008-9, and I was also part of a few classes by top-notch faculty. So here's an example that I got from one faculty. He was from LBS, London Business School. His name was Henry Moon. Now he was teaching this course called Managing Teams. And as a part of this course, I mean, we all know that, the productivity of team is always better than the productivity of individual. But he did something in the class that convinced me that why productivity of a team is always better than productivity of an individual. So he gave an assignment, and each of this person was supposed to complete that assignment in the class. It was like 10 minutes assignment, and each one of us completed that assignment. And after that, he formed a group. He formed a group of 5 students, and he gave a same set of assignment to the same to that group. And after the group completed the assignment, each group had their performance were much better than what it was when they did individually. And that moment really convinced me that it was not only through lectures what we learned that as a team you work, your productivity is better than individual, but he went ahead and showed in the real life example that if you work as a team, you will uh, your output will be much better than the individual. So that kind of example that really is stuck with me, and it's still kind of I remember that experience that I went through, that going through that program. There's another professor whose name was Krishna Kumar. He was from World Bank, and he was teaching us global economics. And his way of teaching was something different. He comes to the class and then he showed a video. And this video was Southeast Asian crisis in the 1998, 1999. We had the Southeast Asian crisis. And what he did was that he was showing the video, and after 10 minutes, the video was, and then he opened the class for a discussion. So we saw the video, and then after that, it was discussion. And then through that discussion, we could figure out why the things were happening the way it was happening in the Southeast Asian crisis, why people were rioting, why countries like Philippines or Indonesia, where they were having a lot of riots and they were having a lot of unemployment over there. Because the way he taught us, and the way the taught was through discussion stage, and that really that learning that I had in the classroom was again kind of magic, and I was really felt grateful to be part of that class. So same kind of magic I can assure you that you'll have when you attend these classes. These are like these faculty have a lot of experience teaching in their universities, and when they come to India and teach at ISB, you get a different perspective, you get a different experience by attending these courses. That's one of the key aspects of PG Max. Why do you want to take this PG Max program, learn from this top-notch faculty? So what does a typical week look like? So you typically come on campus on Friday night, and classes starts on Saturday. And on a typical day, there are like two courses. So the first half will be taught one course, and the second half will be taught second courses. And it will go on till next 6 days. And if you see in the evening, there are a few sessions. In the evening, there can be speaker sessions where people from different industry, they will be coming and having interaction with you. So let's say a person from Deloitte Consulting, that person can come and talk about his or her experience of running that organization. So that can happen. That is one part of the speaker sessions at the end of the class. Then you also these career sessions. I will be talking about that. We offer this career development services to people at PG Max. I will be talking in the later part of the slide. So that another session will happen during that week. And then the exam happens either on Friday evening or on Saturday, which is when you come next in the second week. Probably the second week starts with the exam. So the exam also happened during that week. And by Friday evening, you depart. But another best part of this module or this week is residential aspect, which is basically you stay on campus for all these 7 days. Now, when you stay on campus, all 70 of you, all 75 of you stay on campus together. And then you build, lifelong friendship. You build in-depth relationship with each of your, peers. And that's a key feature of this program. They say that, coming to campus, staying here for 1 week, they're able to build lifelong relations with their friends, with their faculty, and it helps them going forward once they graduate from the program. So it not only coming to class, coming to a week and attending those courses, you get to stay on campus and you get to interact with all 70 of you. And over the course of the program, you build lifelong friendship with your peers through this program. So what is the pedagogy? I mean, how do we teach? Is it a lecture? Is it just a lecture? It is not just a lecture. I mean, typically what we have been experienced so far in the Indian education system is that a professor comes and teach and then they go back. But here you will get something different. We have these pedagogies, different 4 kind of way of teaching that we follow. One is online preparatory modules. So once you start the program, before you start the program, you are given a few courses that you have to go through. So these courses can be basic courses in accounting. These courses can be basic courses in marketing or statistics or mathematics. Because many of you would not have been in touch with academics for, let's say, 10 to 15 or 20 years. Online preparatory modules helps you refresh those concepts which you learned in your school days, which you learned in your college days. So that's people complete before they join this program. That is one part. Then there is a pre-course reading material. Before you come to before you come on campus for attending any courses, you are given a lot of readings material, and you come to class and read those material before you come to the class. So, and all these classes are case study discussion basis. So professor will come and take a case, and the professor will discuss those cases with you, and people will participate in that discussion. But in order to participate in that discussion, you have to go through all those cases that has been given to you before you come into the classroom. So that's what pre-course reading material is. It's more of a flipped classroom session. You come, read the material, and then you come into the class, and that's where we feel that comprehension happens in a better way. It's not that you learn any new concept in the classroom. You get exposed to new concept in those pre-course reading material, and then when you come into the classroom, you have this case study discussions, and whatever doubts, whatever queries you have, you use this case study discussion basis to ask those queries, those discussions with the faculty, and that's how you clarify your concepts, clarify your confusion. So it's a flipped classroom. It's not that you come and you learn new concepts. You have to come read material when you are at home, when you are at your residence, and once you're prepared, then you come into the classroom and have this case study discussions, and that's how the learning happens. Then the fourth thing is simulation. Simulation is basically, it's a kind of software, and in this software you take decisions, and you take some business decision, and simulations helps you figure out what is the impact of those business decisions that you take. So many of the class will have the simulation exercise. We have to take a decision, and the simulation will show you what kind of impact you get by taking those decisions. That's another aspect of simulation happens through this program. So these are the 4 key features in pedagogy. Pre-course reading material, you have to come prepared in the classroom. When you come into the classroom, it's case study discussion basis. Process start with a case study, and you discuss those cases. And then few courses, we have simulation where you take decision, and you get to see the impact of those decisions in a virtual world. Then you also offer career services. Now, career services basically services sessions offered to help you find your next path in your professional career. So many of you would be looking for your next job. Many of you looking for next step in your career. These career services help you learn the basic things that is needed to find your next job. So these can be something like, let's say, networking sessions. So career development session can be session like networking session where you will be interacting with PG Max alumni, and this PG Max alumni will be coming and sharing their experiences of going through the classes and their experiences of their career post PG Max program. There can be sessions of how you should go about building your resume. There will be sessions of how you should build your LinkedIn profile. There will be sessions of how you should prepare for the job interviews, how you should negotiate your salaries. So all these sessions will be offered to you, which will equip you to find your next job. We do not offer any direct placement service. What we offer is indirect career service, which helps you find your next job through the session that we offer this program. That's one. Secondly, we also offer executive coaching. In the executive coaching, what will happen is that each of you will be assigned a particular coach, and that particular coach will have a discussion with you 3-4 times, and that coach will figure it out. What is it that your key strengths? What are your weaknesses? What step you should take from now going forward to find your next job and all that. So this person will be a guide in helping you find your career aspiration. Whatever your career aspiration will be there. This person who will be working with you, that person will be helping you, guiding you, mentoring you, how you should go about going ahead and finding your next job. So that will come under executive coaching. And career development will have around 8 to 10 sessions, which will help you, equip you to get those basic job search skills so that you are well prepared when you are going to the market and find your next job. So that will also be offered through the career service program in PG Max. The class profile. Typically, as I said, class profile is about 70. Average class size is, average years, people participating in this class is 40 years. Average work experience is 16. We have diversity of people participating in this program. As of now, is 17 plus industries representing in the current class. And then this average salary 3 years after graduation is about $350,000 US. Now, this is the figure that is given by Financial Times. Financial Times conduct a survey from the PG Max graduates, and as a part of the survey, they ask this question: what is your salary 3 years after graduation? So people who graduate from this program, and once they complete 3 years after graduation, Financial Times reaches out to them, conduct a survey, and basis this survey, they came out this figure of 350,000 people earn who graduate from this PG Max program. So that's the average salary of PG Max graduate 3 years after their graduation. Industry diversity, around 30 to 35% people come by IT services, IT products. Yes, there are a majority of people from IT background. It is kind of evident people who are into IT sector, they feel the need for business knowledge, they feel the need for management knowledge, and that's where you see large percentage of people come from IT background. Then you also have people from finance, people of telecom, automobile, consulting. But the best part of this diversity is that when this group of this diverse class, they come together and have a discussion in a case study, you get a different kind of perspective. So let's say a professor comes and teach a particular course and discussing a particular case study. You may think the problem in one particular angle, but a person coming from, let's say, marketing background will think that angle from different angle. Person coming from, let's say, real estate background will think that problem in a different angle. And that's what diversity, helps you figure out that, maybe what your perspective, what your thought, that may not be the only correct way of thinking. And when different people come together and different people discuss different ideas, that's a magic happens. That you get different kind of perspective which you never thought of. There's one example that Alan shared with me. This person was attending the class. This person came from data science background, analytics background. And the professor was teaching one particular course, one particular case. And this person was thinking about from that particular angle. And the case was about Tata consulting services and all that. And then this person, there's another peers, and that person was coming from Tata. His employer was Tata Group itself, and the kind of perspective that he shared, the entire classroom felt a different kind of perspective coming out from that person. So what I'm trying to emphasize that because of this diversity, you get different perspective from different people, and that's where the learning happens. When you have multiple perspective, multiple people, you get a different kind of perspective, and that's the real learning happens. So that's another key aspect of this program. Another great aspect of this program is your alumni network. We have a rich alumni network. Overall, ISB PGP, ISB program has 11,500 plus alumni network. Now, as a PGP Max, you get a same alumni status as at a full-time MBA program. It's not that you're given different alumni status. PGP Max, PGP, or full-time MBA has the same alumni status. In fact, PGP Max has the kind of alumni group they have. It's like 700, 800 alumni group, and those alums are top-notch in their industry, in their companies. And these are the few examples here why they are. These people are here. These people are here, and they have their own perspective. And when you reach out to them, probably it helps you in your professional journey and all that. So that's another aspect of this program, that alumni is one of the rich aspects of this program. And by participating in this program, you get to be part of this rich PG Max alumni, which helps you build your career if you want to move ahead by reaching out to this alumni network. Now, I will be talking later on during this slide that we also keep in touch with our alums through different groups. We have this special interest group, we have these different chapters, and these chapters, these special interest groups keep organizing a lot of events. And through these events, a lot of alumni come together and interact and network, which constitute a part of this alumni activity. So your learning does not stop while you're a student ISB. Your learning also continues even when you graduate from ISB. So as an alumni, you continue, we continue our relation with the alumni network. So it can be, we conduct a lot of networking events, not only India, but outside India. We offer a lot of career support services. You get access to job portals. You can go through those job portals, and if you find any jobs suitable for your profile, you can apply to those. We also conduct a lot of webinar series. These webinar series can be conducted by faculty. These webinar series can be conducted by alumni. They share their thought, they share their perspective, and then that's when people come together and attend those sessions and have that learning and all that. So there are multiple benefits of being an alumni group, because through these alum network, you get to know not only your network, but also you build a relation with ISB, and through that, it helps you connect with your peers, connect with alums through different platforms that we offer through this networking sessions. We also have started incubation arm at ISB, which we call as D-Labs. D-Labs is one incubation arm at ISB Hyderabad campus, and AIC, which is Atal Incubation Center, that is another incubation arm that is in Mohali campus. Now, what is the purpose of this incubation arm? So if any one of you want to pursue entrepreneurial journey post this program, this incubation arm provides a forum where you can come and you can get necessary resource, necessary support, and pursue your entrepreneurial venture. So in this example, in this picture, you can see that there are people, they want to pursue their entrepreneurial journey, and this is ISB professor teaching them about his marketing concept. And similarly, entrepreneurs come. Similarly, venture capital people come, and they are part of this lot of sessions that these incubation arms of ISB perform, D-Labs or AIC performs. So as a part of this, if you have any entrepreneurial idea, you can come to this D-Labs or AIC and share your ideas, you discuss your ideas with people in these forums, and probably that will give you a lot of feedback which you can pursue going forward by being part of this D-Labs or AIC. So ISB supports people who want to pursue entrepreneurial journey, and we support through these incubation arms that is there at D-Labs or at AIC. Now, this is one interesting slide that I came yesterday. I thought I want to share that. This is one of the myths that I see a lot of people have. People generally feel that executive MBA people pursue because the companies sponsor them. Now, typically, if you see the global average, the percent of students receiving full financial sponsorship for this program is kind of going down. Not many companies are sponsoring people to pursue this executive MBA program. Similarly, the percent of people receiving any partial financial sponsorship, that is also going down. So overall, across the world, the company's sponsorship trend is going down. But despite that, the number of applications for executive MBA program is going up. So people are using their savings, people are using their loans, people are using the scholarship method to fund this program. Because they find this program format popular, because they finding this program valuable for them, the number of applications in executive MBA is going up. So it's, if you see, the Financial Times says that more than 260 institutions now offer executive MBA program. Around 65% of schools are, have seen the increase in applications in the executive MBA program. So that shows that a lot of people have accepted this format. A lot of people are finding value in this program. That's why they're applying to this program, despite companies not sponsoring it. While I was interacting with a few people last week, they felt that, oh, many students at PG Max might be getting this sponsored from the company. But the reality is no. It's around 75 to 80% of the people fund this program through bank loans or through scholarship or through savings and all that. Only to 15 to 20% get some kind of sponsorship from the organization. And that's typically what you see in the trend that was there in previously, that although the sponsorship trend is going down, but the application is going up, which kind of, probably it will convince you that if you have any doubts that, is this a program that is accepted across the world? That's the reality. It is the program, a lot of people are going at, and as a result, the application that business schools is receiving is kind of going up year by year. So coming to funding and scholarship, we have tied up with around 6 banks. If you want to details about these banks, it is there on our website, but you can also reach out to us. These funds provide bank loans, and they can provide bank loans up to 90 to 95% of the program fees. We also have a scholarship for people coming from different backgrounds, people from defense background, people from PSU, people from NGO, or women executives also have, we give scholarship people from those backgrounds. We also have a scholarship for merit-based scholarship. So if you have a strong candidate, if your application is strong, you can apply for a merit-based scholarship, and your application can be considered by a scholarship committee, and they can take a decision. If your application comes out with strong enough, you can get scholarship on the merit-based background also. So what is the application deadline? So the session that we're having, so the class of August 2021, we are looking to start the class next year, August 2021. We have 2 rounds of application. Round 1 is November 22nd. Round 2 is March 21st. Now there's a reason why you want to apply to round 1. I mean, this one is, of course, application fee is less in round 1, but typically we get less number of application in round 1. We get more number of application in round 2. So if you apply in round 1, the chances of you getting selected is higher because you have competition is less, because you set the benchmark. The chances of getting selected if you apply in round 1 is higher. That is one. Secondly, the chances of getting scholarship also is high because if you apply in round one, as I said, because the application is less in round one, you have less competition, and because you have less competition, you have higher chances of getting selected in, to this program, or you have high chance of getting scholarship if you apply in round one. So there is an incentive why you want to apply at round one. And if you are really convinced that you want to apply to this program, I would strongly encourage to go ahead and start filling application, because November 22nd is the deadline to apply in round one. So what do we need? If you're in order to apply, what do we need? What is the eligibility criteria? You need to have bachelor's degree, at least 3 years of bachelor's degree you need to have, and you also need to have 10 years of work experience. That's a minimum criteria that we have. Anybody less than 10 years of work experience by July 2021. That's the criteria that we use. By July 2021, you need to have minimum 10 years of work experience. And of course, you need to have bachelor's degree. Along with that, we will be needing your CV. As a part of the application, you need to submit your resume. There's a two important aspect that I want to talk is your essay questions and your references. That's another important aspect of the application, that we ask you to write essays, 2 essay questions. So these essays are basically, what is your motivation behind pursuing this program? Why do you want to take up this program? That's one essay question. Second essay question is, have you solved any challenging problem in your work or in your professional career, and how did you go about solving that problem? Now, why do we ask this question? Because we want to understand the motivation behind people pursuing this program. That is one. And we want to understand, is the person capable enough to take the workload, capable enough to go through the rigor of this program. And whatever you write in the essay, that forms the basis of the interview. So it may happen that your academics, you may be poor in academics, but if your essays, your references are strong, you still have a good chance of getting accepted into this program. So we focus more on the essays, we focus more on what kind of references you put, and that forms the basis of your interviews. And how you perform the interview, that is the sole criteria of whether you get the admission or not. So these are the two important aspects, essay questions and professional. And if you select those references carefully, and these references can be your maybe senior manager or somebody who knows you well. It can be your line manager, it can be your customer, it can be your peers who knows you well. So it can be your faculty, maybe in your university, who knows you really well. So we are flexible in what kind of references you produce, but only thing that we need is that the person should know you well, and the person can talk about your strengths and weaknesses, and what is it that you're good at, what is it that you're weak at. So that's what we need from the references, and that's why we are fine with taking someone as references who knows you really well. All right, so next steps, if you are kind of convinced, or if you have any question, maybe what you can do is that you can reach out to us, you can share your CV with us, we can go through your CVs, we can give you some inputs, we can give you some feedback, and basis that you can go ahead and start submitting applications. Right now, you can also visit school. Right now, although school is closed, the campus is closed because of this COVID-19 scenario, but once the situation improves, you can come on campus, you can meet us, you can meet our program director, you can meet a faculty over there by coming to school, you can meet our students of the PG Max program, and have a first-hand experience by interacting with them. And then, of course, you can start your application now, because the round 1 application is deadline is November 22nd. So that's what the next step you want to follow that. And then that's what the journey will be. You will go through this 12 weeks, you will go through this 15 months program, and eventually end up with a graduation ceremony. For many of you, you will end this program by finding a better job. Many of you will end this program by finding maybe a partner of your entrepreneurship, entrepreneurial journey. Many of you would have built a lifelong friendship with the people of your classmates. So a lot of people will have a different kind of outcome by going through this program. But at the end, you will have this moment where everybody will come together with family, and they will celebrate your graduation ceremony. And then, of course, once you graduate, you become a part of an exceptional PG Max alumni network. We keep having alumni event on campus, and you see in this picture that these are all PG Max alumni. They come on campus and they interact with their, not only their classmates, but also previous years alumni. And that event happened last year. So that's, you become part of, that's one kind of have by graduating from this program. So these are contact details. Now, if you have any questions, you can reach out to us on email ID. This is our contact numbers. I and Smriti are here. So now we can take up your questions and we can, go ahead and keep answer the questions possible. So, Smriti, do you want to take the questions or do you want me to take those questions?
I can take up the questions,
All right,
Narottam.
sure.
And in case I need your help, I'll call you.
All right. So my colleague Smriti will be taking those questions. She'll be answering those questions. And yeah, and if anybody of you has more questions, please keep typing, and we will be happy taking those questions.
The first question is by Ronnie. He has asked, what is the exact nomenclature on the degree certificate? Is it Master of Business Administration or postgraduate diploma? So Ronnie, it's a postgraduate diploma in business management. And the program is called PGP Max, which is postgraduate program for management and postgraduate program in management for senior executives. The other person, Nikhil, has asked what is the difference between PGP and PGP Max versus in terms of duration, course, etc. So PGP, Nikhil, is a full-time residential course for a year. And PGP Max is a modular program for 15 months, which Narottam has spoken during the presentation. Nandini has asked, do we have any choice of courses for specialization like international or HR? So Nandini, this is a general management program and there's no specialization as such for the program. And in case you want to know about the courses in detail, it's listed on our website. Probably you can go through them. And in case you have more doubts about these, you can come back to us. Bharatan has asked, is the module at Wharton confirmed for August 21 intake? So Narottam, would you want to answer that?
Yes, it is confirmed. Module at Wharton is confirmed. So Wharton Business School is definitely there. The Asia one is not confirmed. Most probably it will be in Singapore, but where? I mean, which school in Singapore, whether it is INSEAD or whether it is NUS or SMU, that we are yet to confirm. But the US leg is confirmed at Wharton.
Nikhil, again, he has asked that if ISB is not offering placement services, then how would I find a job? Narottam, would you want to highlight the career services here?
Yeah, Nikhil, so we have this, PG Max or any executive MBA program across the world does not offer placement service. Now, in place of that, what we offer is we offer career development service. So what we offer is that we will conduct a lot of sessions for you in the sense that there will be a headhunter, that person will be coming and taking a session with the class, talking about what does it take, or how do they go about recruiting people at top manager level. So that will be one session. Other session can be how you should go about building a resume, or how you should, rock your LinkedIn profile, or how you should prepare for the job interviews. So these kind of sessions will be conducted, and those sessions will equip you to develop skills or build skills to find your next job. In addition to that, we also be offering executive coaching. So basically, a coach will be assigned to you, and coach will guide you in terms of how you should go about finding your next job, whatever next aspirational job that you have. That coach will be there and guiding you and all that. But there's no direct assistance in terms of placement. Now, there's a reason why there's no direct assistance. I mean, it's not only ISB does not offer. Across the world, or even go to any executive MBA program in India or outside India, the reason is, see, any company coming on campus, they want to recruit in large numbers. So that's when they come for the full-time MBA program people. Full-time MBA program people, they have average work experience of 4 to 5 years. So companies can come and recruit in large numbers. So let's say McKinsey or BCG or Bain can come on campus and recruit 20, 25 people from that group of people. It does not happen in executive MBA because people are typically 15 years, 16 years, or in average 15 to 16 years of work experience. So they typically hire in one people. So for them, they think that coming to campus and hiring just one person, it is costly proposition for them. So that's why they don't come on campus. So it does not work for them, and that's the reason why none of the executive MBA program offers direct placement service. But all these executive MBA program offers career services, which I talked about, in my slide. So in this program also, you will be offered career services, and through that you will be, you will develop certain skills that can help you find a next job. But the key aspect of this, as I said, the key program is your alumni network. You become part of this ISB alumni network. ISB alumni network has around 11,500 alumni. You have this access to alumni portal, and whichever industry, whichever company that you want to access to, there will be an alum working in that company, working in that industry. You can instantly build your connect just by saying that you are a graduate from PG Max or you graduate from ISB, and through that network, through that relationship, you can, take your case forward. And eventually, if you keep pushing, if you keep finding, you will find your next job through this alumni network. So most of the people, once they graduate from this program, unless they want to make a next career, they want to take a next job, they go through this alumni network, and that's where it helps them in find their next job. So that's what will be there through as a kind of assistance, career services, or what kind of job is you get through this program.
Thank you, Narottam. For the next question, which Anirudh has, he has a 9-year experience after his CA education, which includes finding and selling his own company. He's asking if he is eligible to apply. So Anirudh, you have to complete 10 years as on 31st July 2021 to be eligible for this course. So if you have 9 point some years right now, and you'll be completing your 10 years by next year, you can still go ahead and apply. Raghubir has asked, what is the percentage required in the batch for this program? So Raghubir, there's no, cutoff that we have for bachelors that you need to apply for the program. But you will be evaluated in totality on your application. So your application will go 2 rounds of evaluations at ISB, and then you will be ranked in percentile with the others who have applied for the program. And obviously the person who falls in the highest percentile bracket would be shortlisted for the next round. So Vivek,
so let me add here. So there are 4 or 5 criteria you want to think about when you are submitting an application. So one is, of course, your academic background. We give certain percentage to that academic background. Second, we give to your work experience. If you have more number of work experience, the better it is. So that's another weightage that we give to work experience. Third is your essay. As we said, in your application, we ask you to write those 2 essays. How you write those 2 essays, it matters a lot. So spend good amount of time writing those essays. Fifth is your references. Who is giving you references? And what kind of references you are getting? The person giving references gives more information about you, like details about your strengths, your weaknesses, or anything that you've taken in your role. The more detailed it is, better it is for us, because it helps us to understand you as a person very well. So that's references is the 4th aspect. And 5th is, of course, your interview. Once you come, once you get shortlisted, then you come for the interview. Now, the first 4 things, academics, work experience, essays, and references, these act as a criteria for shortlisting. Once you get shortlisted for interview, these 4 criteria does not really matter. Then how you perform that interview, that's what matters then. If you perform really well in that interview, no matter how poorly you have done in that academic background, how poorly your essays are there, that doesn't really matter. So those 4 criteria is just for that, sake of shortlisting for the interview. And after that, once you come and interact with the alumni of PG Max programs, basically interviews also done by alumni of PG Max programs. They will come and take your interviews. And once alumni say that, yes, this person is good to go, then we accept, give the admission offer. So that's how, application admission process works.
Thank you, Narottam. Vivek has asked, with COVID, are there any anticipated changes in the program, especially for the 12 weeks of in-person classes? So Vivek, I think COVID has hit every one of us almost equally. So yes, there is a change, but with a minimum, change in the in-person classes. So we have postponed the start of the classes a little later, but obviously we'll be having in-person classes only. Another person.
Yeah, I want to add that. So for the COVID thing, it has impacted the class which is supposed to join in August 2020. Now they were supposed to join August 2020, but since the campus is closed, the class has not yet started. So the class will typically begin in the month of October, and it will happen online. for the class of 2020, people who are joining 2020. So October will be online, December will be online, and then from January, we expect them to bring on campus. For this class, for the class that we are talking, it is for the August 2021. For the August 2021, we believe there will not be much problem in terms of starting the class on time and starting class, on campus, because we believe, or hopefully by August 2021, things will be under control and things will be back in normal. So for your class, we are back on campus and the class will begin on campus from August 2020. But it has impacted the class which is supposed to start in August 2020. As a result, we have two classes are happening, two terms are happening, two modules are happening online, and rest of the module will happen on campus.
Thank you, Narottam, for taking this up. Another person has asked, he doesn't want to name himself, but he has asked, do people from Hyderabad also need to stay at the campus? So yes, people from Hyderabad also need to come and stay at the campus. The logic behind this is that the course is very rigorous, which Narottam also said, that it starts at 8:30 in the morning and then the classes finish off at 5 o'clock. Then you need to regroup together to, for assignments and the case studies and all, which go typically later towards the night. So it is feasible for you to stay at the campus, because there are a lot of activities that happen after class also, which if in case you're not staying at the campus, you might miss. So that is the reason we have made it mandatory for people to stay at the campus. Raghuveer has requested for the fee structure. So the fees of the course is 39.6 lakhs plus GST. They are paid in 4 equal installments towards, in a duration of 15 months. So every quarter you'll have to pay one installment. Ratna has requested that he would like to know more from the alum on how did they manage the intensive work and course curriculum. So Ratna, I think the best forum to answer your queries would be one of our events, which we do it on a monthly basis. So this time also we are planning it. So this is a CEO story where we group the alums together and they tell you about exactly this thing, how did they manage the intensive course and course curriculum, and what were the expectations of the program. So that is one of the events that you would like to attend. And in case you want to speak to an alum also, we'll try and connecting you with the alum of similar industry so that you can get maximum insights from there. Ashutosh
so our next CEO story, which is alumni event, is on September 12th. So if you want to interact with alumni, if you want to hear alumni speaking, you can go to our website and register. This event is on September 12th. So I would strongly encourage you to attend that session and interact with alumni in that session.
Ashutosh has asked that he's a defense officer and looking forward to transition into the corporate sector. Will this course help me in the same? Narottam, you want to highlight some points here?
Yeah, it will. I mean, we have a lot of cases, a lot of examples of people coming from defense background and they have joined corporate sector. So it's better that you interact with those people. What you can do, you can reach out to us, you can share your resume, and we will then connect you to people from defense background who took this program and now they're working in corporate sector. So no better than those guys, you interacting with them directly and then hearing perspective from them. So if you're really interested, please reach out to us and we will connect you to people from the defense background and how they made their career change into the corporate sector. So yeah, please do reach out to us and we will connect you.
Thanks, Narottam. Raghavendra has requested that is there a forum to interact with faculty to understand course details? So Raghavendra, had this been a normal situation, we would have invited you to the campus to have such sort of interactions. But right now it's not possible. So you can go through the website and look at the course details. And in case you have any queries, please come back to us. We'll try and resolve as much as we can. Karan has asked that he has recently taken on a new role and will be spending time between Singapore and India. Does that make difference while evaluating the applications? So Karan, as we also said in the presentation, that there's a minimum eligibility to apply for the program, which is 10 years and a bachelor's degree. Apart from that, it's only your profile which matters while we are evaluating your application on the kind of work that you have done, and what have you achieved in your professional role so far. So you're spending time between Singapore and India, in fact, might help you because you would have gained experience between two geographies. So there's no negative marks for that. Anupam has asked what is the percentage of people getting placed after the program. So Anupam, there's no placement as such for the program, which Narottam highlighted just now. But yes, we do provide career services. Anonymous attendee has requested during which months are international immersions taking place. So international immersions generally take place during April to June, in between these 3-4 months that we have. So yeah. Ronnie has asked, how soon can I expect to be shortlisted for an interview after submitting my application? So Ronnie, I'll tell you, taking an example of the November deadline. So the deadline is 22nd November, and within a week or so, you'll get to know if you've been shortlisted for the interview or not. And typically between the end of first week or the second week, you'll have the interview rounds. And by the end of December, you'll get an offer from us if you have been shortlisted for the program. So generally 30 days or so is what we have kept the timeline as. Avinash, I already spoke about the fee and payment schedules. Anupam has asked the question. I actually didn't get it. I'm so sorry. I can take this offline, Anupam, and I speak to you. Also, this is better or a full-time MBA in terms of job placements. I have an experience of 18 years is what Ashutosh is asking, Narottam. Narottam, hello? Ashutosh?
Yeah, sorry, yeah. So full-time MBAs, you have 18 years experience. See, full-time MBA, typically average experience is about 4 to 5 years. Now, and in full-time MBA, yes, there is a placement service provided. What happens is that companies come on campus, they interview people, shortlist people, and they give job offer. And the question whether it's for you, does make sense for you to get into full-time MBA? See, this is the call that you have to take, whether you want to take a full-time MBA. So, but the repercussions is that, maybe in the full-time MBA, you may not be able to connect with a lot of people because the average class, work experience is about 4 to 5 years. So there are a lot of young people will be there. You may find few people. So in fact, I tell you, our full-time MBA program, PGP, people having 8 and above years of experience, the total number of people out of 900 is around 50 to 60. That's it. So that's a challenge. In terms of building a connect, building a relation with people of your level, you may find challenge if you take a full-time MBA. But yes, if you want to look at placement service, yes, then you should go for full-time MBA. But again, there's no guarantee. We do offer placement service to full-time MBA students, but there's no guarantee that you will get a job. None of the institute will guarantee that, yes, you will get a job of your choice, if you attend any MBA program. We will provide all kind of support. We will provide all kind of service so that you get a job, but there's no guarantee. And the more number of experience you have, getting a job from campus gets difficult. That's typically that happens. The more number, because you want similar kind of profile, similar kind of salary and all that. The more number of experience you have, it becomes challenging. So eventually people have to look for a job on their own, through their own network, through their own connects, through their own relationship. So the more experienced you are, more number of experience, work experience you have to put in your own effort to find the next job, which will eventually be the case with PGV Max. You have to, PGV Max will give you that alumni network of people who are at the senior level, and you can reach out to them, and then through that you can try to build your case to find a job. But yes, if you're looking for some kind of services, some kind of support to help find a job, then full-time MBA is the one. But if you're willing to fight out on your own through the network, you reach out and try to build your case and find a job, then I think PG Max is the one that you want to try to. Audience, if you have any more questions, please do reach out to us. Maybe next week we can have a detailed discussion and I can help you answer any doubts that you have.
Thank you, Narottam. So Santosh has asked if there are deserving candidates applying for the course, ISB is fine to increase the intake of 70 to 75, or is this number fixed? So Santosh, to answer your question, we have the maximum capacity as 70 and kept between 70 and 75, so that this is the ideal size of a class where meaningful discussions can happen and you can take away as much as possible during those discussions. So as of now, this number is fixed. At least for next year, it's fixed. Nitin has asked how useful is this course for entrepreneurs to grow their business. So Nitin, this course, as I told you, is a general management program and will give you an entire overview of how a business works from a leader's perspective. So definitely this will help you, in your business. Pradeep has asked PGP Max versus PGP Pro, which one would be better for career prospects and becoming entrepreneur? So Pradeep, it entirely depends on you, what you want to gain out of the program. So as Narottam pointed out, that PGP Max is for people having more than 10 years of experience, and the average experience in the class is 16 years, versus PGP Pro, where the average experience is 8 to 9 years. So it entirely depends on the kind of takeaways that you want to have from the program and the batch in whole, which will help you decide in which program would be suitable for you. Saurabh Dabra has asked, what is the duration of course at Hyderabad, Mohali versus total course hours? So Saurabh, the total weeks that you have to be here in the campus for the course is 12 weeks. Out of these, 2 weeks would be international emotions, and the rest of the 10 weeks would be split in a typical 60 to 40 ratio between Hyderabad and Mohali, but it also depends, it can change for your course depending on where the faculties are at that point of time. Prashant has asked, since we have a work experience in a specific field, how easy or tough it is to get back to study mode and learn new subjects. So Prashant, to tell you very frankly, the first few terms, would be a little not difficult, but challenging, because, you get back to the study mode after 10-15 years. But then as you get along the course, you'll start enjoying it, because then there are a lot of new things that you learn along the course, and you make new friends during this course, which generally doesn't happen at this point of time. So yeah. Yaman has asked, how regularly do you organize alumni events after the graduation? What is the venue for such events? I'm in Gurgaon, hence asking this question, as Mohali campus would be a more feasible option for me. Narottam, would you want to highlight on this?
Yeah, Yaman, so we have this Delhi chapter, and Delhi chapter is basically a group of ISB alumni, and they come together and keep organizing some kind of event centered around particular industry. So as of now, what is happening, that a lot of events happening online because of this COVID-19 scenario. A lot of events, sessions are happening where people come together online and participate in that session. But when the things will open up, typically once in a month, we have this kind of alumni interaction where let's say some speaker will come and talk about particular topics. So that could be one session. There will be a special interest group of particular industry. They will be coming. So these Delhi chapter, it depends on how active is that Delhi chapter. And Delhi chapter typically is very active, and basis that this group keep organizing a lot of events in Delhi, and then you can go to that event and kind of do networking and reach out to people. So it's not only in Mohali campus or Hyderabad campus. Each major city in India has its own chapter, and they keep organizing a lot of events which you can be part of once you become an alum of ISB.
Thank you, Narottam. Raghavendran has asked, with current global travel restrictions, how is visiting faculty availability being managed for the present class, and how is it expected to shift availability for class of 2021? So Raghavendran, with the current travel restrictions, we do not we are not having visiting faculties come to the campus and teach, but having said that, we won't let the class suffer because of that. So for the visiting faculty, we might arrange a virtual session with the PGP Max class. But for the 2021 batch, we hope that things will get normal and we'll have the faculties from other B schools come up and teach you. So let's hope for the best in that.
Yeah, Rajvendra, so you can be assured of faculty quality, whether it is online or offline, you can be assured of faculty quality. Only because of this scenario, this faculty will be teaching online. Whether it is from Wharton or Kellogg or wherever it is, since it's an experienced class of senior people, we need to have a top quality faculty. So we cannot compromise on faculty. It's only the difference between what is the delivery of, because of this COVID-19 scenario, these faculty will be teaching online, but hopefully for the class which start in August 2021, these faculty will be coming on campus and teaching on a face-to-face basis.
Thank you, Narottam. Abhijit has asked, can you explain the transcripts requirement? Is this only mark sheets and educational certificates, or do you need transcripts verified by university? Considering the current situation with COVID-19, applications can be done using only certificates. So Abhijit, if you have all the mark sheets and certificates with you, I think that should not be a problem, but it can be taken on a case-to-case basis. So once your application is evaluated and all your mark sheets and all are verified, in case there's a requirement of transcript, we'll reach out to you. Ritvik has asked by when is shortlist shared and when do we have the interviews. So Ritvik, as I told, we look at a timeline of 30 days from the last application deadline date, where all the process and all are completed. Bharatan has asked, I'm guessing PGP Max is conducted online. Assuming we move on from the pandemic soon enough, will all sessions be live next year, or is there a plan to include online modules for PGP Max next year? So Bharatan, we we strongly feel that PGP Max is a course where we cannot include online modules right now, because as it is, you're here for only 1 week every 1.5 months. So, the best is taken away when you are here at the campus, but we'll get to know how the situation unfolds. And, we really hope for the best that you come to the campus next year as well.
So, Bharatan, I mean, as of now, there's no plan for online modules of PG Max next year. We hope that things will be in control by August 2021, and when things are in control, the faculty will be on campus and students will be learning from campus.
Premanand has asked, the first step is to send resume for review prior to starting to apply. So Premanand, it's not a prerequisite, but yes, it's definitely good if you can share, then we can advise you on how to go about with your application and we can help you through the application process. So that's the only reason we ask for resume, but it's not mandatory prior to application. So Ritvik has a lot of questions on the fee schedule and when and how do we have to pay. So Ritvik, as I said, the fees is paid in 4 equal installments, and every quarter has 1 installment date. The detailed structure and the deadline of the installments are given on the website. You might want to go and have a look at that. Okay, Prateek, I think Narottam has answered this question for you. Does ISB provide placement support for PGP Max? In case you have more questions, please feel free to write. What are the number of application versus candidates admitted in this course is what Saurabh is asking. So Narottam, do you want to take this up?
Typically, it's 3:1. So for a class size of 70, we get more than 200 applications. And in fact, we are doing better than the global average. So global average would be around 160, 170, but ISB gets more number of applications. So it's typically 3:1. So for every 1 seat, we get 3 applications. Yeah.
So, and Narottam, we have a lot of questions about the difference between ISB, PGP Max and other global eMBA institutes and courses. So can we highlight some points here?
All right, so these global EMBA courses, I believe you are talking about the courses this is offered in India. So like Harvard offers course in India or Kellogg's offers course in India. So these are not typically equivalent to a executive MBA program. So these are, equivalent to a management certificate management program. So what is the key difference between PG Max and what Stanford, Wharton, or Kellogg offer in India? So let's say you want to go to Harvard courses or Stanford courses or Wharton courses that are offered in India. What will happen? You go to that program, you will pay the fees and you get admitted to the program and then you get the certificates. It's more like in a certificate program, you go, attend, and you get the certificate. With PG Max, even if you apply, it does not mean that you will get a guarantee of admission. So you have to go through the application process, you have to go through the selection process. That is one. Once you get selected, it does not mean that you will get a certificate, which means that you have to go through the exams. You have to complete the exams. If you don't clear the exams, you will not get the certificate. So it's very much equivalent to a degree certificate. So like a degree, you have to apply, you have to get shortlisted, you have to get selected, and you earn the degree by going through the exams. So that's what executive MBA is. What Stanford, Wharton, Kellogg, they are certificate program. You just pay money, you go to the class, and you get the certificate. So that exclusivity may not be there. People who are willing to pay, people who have money, they will pay and they get the certificate and all that. But if you're looking for something where you get people who have cleared some kind of hurdles of going through that application process and people who have cleared some kind of hurdles of going through the exams, that's what PG Max is. That's what degree equivalent program is, executive program is. So Wharton, Kellogg, Chicago, or Harvard people, they do offer executive MBA, but they offer in their campus in US, but not in India. So that's a key difference between what these programs are offering in India and in their own country. I hope it clarifies.
Thank you, Narottam. Premanand has asked, is PGP Max course accredited with AMBA, ICWIS, and AACSB? So Premanand, you're absolutely correct. PGP Max and ISB is a triple accredited program. Prateek has asked Narottam, what can you suggest about the ROI of the program?
All right, so this is a question that we get every time we conduct this session. So you see that there are various ways of looking at ROI. So ROI can be intangibles, ROI can be tangible. Now intangibles will be the relationship that you build with your classmates. That is one ROI. The network that you build with your classmates. You can, since you stay on campus, those 12 weeks you stay on campus, you build those in-depth relationship with your friends, and you can use that network throughout your careers. That's one level of benefit that you get. Second is you build relation with the faculty. Each of this faculty will be coming on campus and teaching you. We build that relation, and you can reach out to those faculty even after you graduate in this program. So it's not only through that program you get to know the faculty. After the program also you can reach out to the faculty, and if you're facing any issues in your jobs or in your career, you can reach out to the faculty and get the so that's another ROI. You become part of this alumni network. The alumni network is a rich, ISB alumni network is a rich alumni network, and a lot of people find their next job through this alumni network. So that's PG Max alumni network, very rich alumni network. People are senior people are in this group, and again you can go to that network and grow your career using that network. So these are few, of course, and then you learn the skills, you get this confidence, you get the skill sets of management. That's another aspect of ROI. So that's an intangible ones. Tangible one, I showed that figure is like 350,000. That's the salary people get 3 years after graduation. Now this is 350,000 is calculated on a purchasing power parity basis, which means that if I have to convert this 350,000 into Indian rupees, it will come typically around 80 lakhs rupees. So that's 3 years after graduation of PG Max. An average PG Max graduate earns about 80 lakh. But that's an average. People can earn more than that. People earn a little less than that. So, but a typical ROI or salary for people that get is around 80 lakhs or 350,000 on a purchasing power parity basis. Now, I want to give you one example of one PG Max alum he shared with me, and probably that will help you clear what exactly you're looking for. Now, this person has started his own business. So he was in India, and then he moved to US, and then in US he started his own business. And he had to do one deal, one negotiation with one business transaction. He told me that in in PG Max, he went through this course called negotiation analysis. How do you negotiate with people and all that? He said that he learned that negotiation skills from the PG Max program, and he implemented that. He used that negotiation skills in the deal that he was going through that. And he said because of that negotiation skills, the kind of that deal he got, he got more than what he had paid for this program. So he paid close to around 40 lakh for this program. But he said that because of what he learned in the negotiation skills, he succeeded in fulfilling that deal, and the return that he got from deal was more than what he got. So he said one transaction helped me get my ROI. So he said the kind of learning that you had in the program, you can use that in your corporate career throughout your life, and probably you can have more than similar kind of deals that can help you achieve ROI in more than what you can even think of. So that's one example that he shared. I thought I would share that same with you.
Thank you, Narottam. Tripti has asked, do I need to leave the current job for 15 months? So Tripti, the program is built in a way that you can work and learn at the same time. So you do not have to leave the current job, because you'll be coming to campus every 4 to 6 weeks or every 1.5 months for a week. So you can go back and continue with your job. Anupam has asked, do you help with financial assistance or we have to do it on our own? So Anupam, both the methods are fine with us. We can help you with the financial assistance in terms of, the banks are listed on the website. In case you want us to connect you with them, we can do that, or you can do it on your own as well. So, it's pretty open that ways. Gilbert has asked, my professional contribution has been better in my previous organization compared to my present one. That was about 3.5 years ago. Can I mention that in the application? So Gilbert, I think it's always, it's good to mention that in your application. And typically we require the details of the last 5 years, of your professional experience that you have. So definitely that will be a plus if you can mention that. Bharatan has asked, are participants primarily from large, medium corporates? Are there people from entrepreneurial startup background who join the program? So Bharatan, yes, we have people, who have their own companies, and they're into entrepreneurial journey to join the class. And we have participants from large and medium corporates as well. So, it all depends on the kind of profile you are having, and the minimum eligibility of 10 years of experience if you have. Santosh, I think Narottam has answered your question on the applicants versus selected ratio. So in case you want more detail on this, that we can connect offline. A person has asked, is the International University Modular Programs part of the current fees being collected, or do we need to pay anything additional for these visits? So, just to make it clear for everyone, the fees is 39.63 lakhs plus the GST, which includes your accommodation and study materials at all the campuses, which is Hyderabad, Mohali, and the international immersions. The only thing which is not included here is the travel and visa, which you have to arrange on your own. Everything other than that is, included in the fees. Another attendee has asked, do we need to take prior consent from our employer to attend on-campus sessions? Yes, we need a letter of support from your organizations. We can share a format with you where they need to read that up and sign it for us, so that they give us a consent that you'll be taking the campus sessions for this program. Could you please?
So the reason why the reason why we need consent, because you will be spending 12 weeks on campus. So that's one of the way a lot of companies support the employee, saying that, okay, that's my way of supporting where you can go ahead and attend, because you need company support, because you have to take leave from companies for attending these courses. You cannot skip any course, because if you skip any courses, then you don't graduate. In fact, if you skip, then you have to come next year and attend that course for the next class. And then only if you complete those courses, you graduate. So it is important that you have your supportive employer, so that employer is fine that you come and attend these courses, because 60 days over the course of 2 years, employer support is necessary. Without employer support, you cannot do that. So that's why we ask for employer consent. And that's give us comfort that yes, since this person has concept, that person will be able to attend all the 24 courses on campus. So that's the reason why we ask prior consent.
Thank you, Narottam. Saurabh has asked, could you provide the tentative schedule for 15 months of the program? 12 weeks of campus and 15 months works out almost a week per month. So yes, Saurabh, the academic calendar is there on our website. You want to go through that. It lists the week that you'll be spending in the campus. That will give you a clear idea of when these classes will be held exactly. So this is a tentative schedule, obviously, but when you will be joining the course, you will be given the schedule for the next 3 months so that you can plan your travel and work accordingly. Funny has been asking questions on the different EMBA programs globally versus PGP Max. So I think Funny, Narottam has answered your question. In case you have more queries, we can connect.
Yeah, let me go. So Funny, I think your question was how PG Max is different from International Executive MBA. I mean, what can I say? I mean, PG Max, the quality is same, like because the faculty, the like international faculty, visiting faculty teach, you have this quality of faculty coming from Wharton, Kellogg, Michigan, and Rice University. They coming on campus and teach. You go to International Executive MBA, you can go there, but of course, I mean, if the time allows you to go there, if the the fees also very high over there. I mean, even those are top quality, like Harvard, Wharton, or even Stanford executive programs are quality executive programs. But if the format allows you to go there, of course you can go do that. But it's for typically people prefer PG Max because in India they can manage the format, they can manage the schedule, and they can get top quality education at Indian price. So that's a key difference. I mean, there are a lot of international executive MBA program which is top quality, and if it suits your requirement, then of course you can go there and attend those courses also.
Thank you, Narottam. Santosh has asked, hope this consent letter from the employer is needed post-selection and not before selection. So Santosh, it's it's a mandatory requirement for us, but it's up to you if you want to give it before you submit your application or before you join the course. So it is up to you when you want to give it. But yes, before coming to the classes, you have to submit the consent letter from the employers. So any more questions? We have done answering the questions. In case, I'm really sorry in case I have missed anybody's question. Please let us know if you want any other questions there are with you.
Yeah, so I'm also going through what. So somebody asked, what is the difference between PGP versus PGP Max? PGP is a full-time, you have to leave your job and come on campus and stay here for 1 year and complete the course. PGP Max is a 15 months where you don't need to leave your job. You can come here for a week, go back, continue your job, and then over the course of 15 months, you complete this program. There's no specialization here. Module at Wharton is confirmed. What was the average salary before the course? We don't, I mean, this is something, I mean, we don't know. I mean, we know, but we don't reveal this figure basically because of confidentiality reason. Although we don't, there's no authority, we cannot do that. So that, yeah, I don't know what can I say more than this.
Narottam, I think Kamlakar had asked questions, and sorry Kamlakar, I missed your question. So what's the percentage that someone started to be an entrepreneur after completion of the course, and how many have done good or well in terms of growing better as an entrepreneur?
Sorry, is that a question for me?
Yeah. So Kamlakar has asked, what's the percentage of people that have that are entrepreneurs after completing this course, and how many have done better as entrepreneurs after this course is completed?
So, yeah, I mean, we don't have that figure, but if you want to connect the entrepreneurs, we can connect you with the entrepreneurs, and then you can hear from them. So, I mean, if you want to reach out to you, 2-3 entrepreneurs, please feel free reaching out to us and we will connect you, and then you can hear from those entrepreneurs. So many of them left their job after graduating from PG Max and went with their entrepreneurship journey. by partnering with some PG Max peers, PG Max students. So a lot of people did that. So, but yes, you can reach out and we will connect you with those people, and probably they will be able to answer those questions in a much better way.
Thank you, Narottam. Bhartan has asked, can you elaborate on the difference between the PGP Pro and PGP Max? So, Bhartan, PGP Pro is a program for people in the middle management level. The average experience in the class is 8 to 9 years, whereas PGP Max is for senior executives having an average experience of 16 years in the class. PGP Pro is a alternate weekend program. PGP Max is a modular program where you have to come to campus every 6th week and stay here for 1 week to do the campus classes. And then there are 2 international immersions in PGP Max, whereas PGP Pro has 1 international immersion. So that is the basic difference between both the programs. Arvind Narottam Arvind has asked job prospects and assistance after completion of the program. Narottam, would you want to highlight the career services again?
See, job prospects and aspiration. I mean, all I can say, if you keep working hard towards finding your, aspiration, you will get it, because all the resources that PG Max will provide you. PG Max will provide you kind of knowledge. PG Max will provide you in terms of your job search skills. PG Max will provide you in terms of your alumni network. You can use these skills, use this network and these resources to find your next job. Now, only thing that we need from you is your persistence, your perseverance. If you keep pushing what you're looking at, ISB has all the necessary support that it can offer you to find your next possible job. So it's, as I said, it does not happen with PG Max that company will come on campus and give you a job, because it does not work that way in any executive program. We provide all kind of necessary support and resources. We hope that with those support and resources, you will put in necessary amount of hard work and then find your next job. So, and the intention is people who are working, they come and take up this program. And if you think that just after graduating from this program, you will find a better job, it does not happen. Over the course of the time, you keep utilizing this knowledge in your current job, in your next job, and over the course of time, you get the benefits. But instantly, if you're thinking probably, then that's not the way to think about this program. So
thank you. Yeah.
I think we're running. So do we have any more questions?
No, Narottam, I think we are done with the questions. So
I wanted to talk about, we have this next session, which is PG Max Masterclass on September 5th. If you want to know about what does it take to go through any of the PG Max course or PG Max or any topic taught by IC faculty, I would strongly encourage you to attend this session, which is scheduled on September 5th. It's taught by one of the Radia. He will be talking about hiring purple unicorn, the new normals. In this new scenario, how a company should hire, best talent and all that. So this is the topic taught by an ISB professor. If you're interested in knowing this topic, or if you're interested in learning about IC faculty or the way IC faculty teaches, please attend this session and you will get to know, you will have more knowledge or more understanding of the way teaching happened at ISB. So if there are no more questions, please, I mean, if there are any more questions we have not been able to answer, we have already shared our contact details. You can reach out to us. You can send us your email. If you want us to evaluate your CV, please do send us your CV. If you want us to connect with some alums, please do reach out. We will do all the necessary. We would strongly encourage you to talk to our alums, because they can offer you better perspective than what we are talking here. So do reach out. If you're really serious, reach out. We will provide you all kind of support, all kind of assistance that will help you get all the clarifications that you're looking from this program. And hopefully, we look forward to seeing you on campus in August 2021 once you get selected. So thank you very much for attending this session, and I hope you stay safe, you stay healthy during this crisis times. But yes, we are always there. Please feel free reaching out to us, and we'll be happy helping you. So with that, thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing you on campus.